Alternatively, I could just vent the whole thing and just, like, work from scratch. That might work, honestly. Yeah, I am probably going further than I really need to with this. Don't need that right now. Let's make a volume pump. I'll dump out the gases. Yeah. So, gonna want a volume pump. Iron, gold, and copper. The abrasions on the helmet, yeah. Is it me, or have I scratched an orc's face into my visor with my eyelashes? Also, does that not look like a chin with lips? I can't be the only one who sees the orc's face. I can't be. I refuse to believe that that is the case. Refuse.
Filter low.
Oh yeah, I need to make a filter. I should do that right now, actually. I need to make 2. How much is it for the medium filters? Silver? Oh, Constantine. Okay, well, fine. That will confuse me now, by the way. Need to break those down. But again, back to getting this to work. Volume pump pointing in this direction, I guess. However, if I have it oriented like that, it will be even easier for me to use. No, the controls will be in the floor. Like that, never mind. Need power now. Actually, I do need it to go in that direction too. Aligned? Yes, it is good. Faces jump scared you during sunrise before. I feel marginally less bad. Right. Let's empty this pipe. Then we're gonna, if we can, fast enough. Oh god, it's gonna take forever. Can I make this higher? No. That would be too useful. Orc and Mork are watching me. Well, only one of them. Oh well. We're going to have to wait a while. I mean, to be fair, it is emptying reasonably fast. And that is far from the point where it's going to worry about anything. If we can do this fast enough, then I might be able to get everything going before the day arrives to make everything much more complicated. Suit power is a problem, though. Don't mind me. You need a turbo volume pump to go from 10 litres to 100 litres, says Wolf. Is that new? I don't remember there being a turbo volume pump. Oh yeah. Probably made in the second tier. Yeah. Okay. Needs a T2 thing. Azure Storm says, basic furnace input-output ports are misnamed. The input port will only allow gases in if the pressure outside the port is greater than the pressure in the furnace. Ah, okay, that actually does make a big difference. Thank you for that. That makes a big difference. The output port will equalize furnace pressure within the attached pipe network. Yeah, so by having them both connected, doesn't really change anything. Though, I mean, if they're both connected, aren't they effectively the same network? No, they're not. They're very much not the same network. Right, okay. Duly noted. Duly noted. Son, why? I mean, you know why I don't like you. It's because you try to cook my skin off every time you see me. But must you go out of your way to make chat hate you as well? Lizard says, well, I'm sold. Time to go die several times before I successfully make a house. Good luck with the stream. Take care, buddy. You have a good one. Right, well, that's going to be drained in a bit. I need to go get more oxite, amongst many other things anyway, so I guess it doesn't hurt. I'll go just top off my needs, and then we will head out, I think. Yeah. Also, spare battery. Always worth having. Oh, wait. I spotted you there. Sneaky. How are the plants doing? Rooting. Hey! Our potato plants have seeded. You're still heading towards it, though. Where are my potato plants? I don't need my AC on, my air on, or my filter on. We nom down tapas. Okay, a new potato. How long do the potato plants have until they die? Because while I'm leaving them there, they're basically generating me oxygen, which, you know, I'm quite fond of. But I don't want them to just wither on the vine before I've gotten the fruit out from it. 20.8. So the temperature is creeping up slowly. But the temp out there is now low enough that this is actually able to bleed heat away, which is nice. But it feels like this is on constantly, which I really do feel like it doesn't need to be. And that perhaps the best thing for me to do would, in fact, be to build a custom cooler using state changing. Actually make a refrigerator, like a proper refrigerator. I know I don't have to, you understand. I do very few things because I have to. In fact, the more I have to do it, the less inclined I am to do it. You could say it is because I was born under the sign of the Aquarius, or you could just say that I'm a stubborn git. Either one would be true. However, the less required something is for me to do, and the more I can over-engineer it in order to do it, like, there isn't a convenient way to measure how strong the attraction is to over-engineering a solution to a problem I don't really have is. Like, I really don't think you understand. Hey, Buttersray, how you doing? Oh, does this not use much power? Locke says AC's power is based on the temperature difference. It uses only 5 watts, tiny, when it doesn't really have any temperature adjustment to make. Oh, so given that it's barely making a temperature adjustment here, that might not be a problem then. Where is my... It's the A-lock or network analyzer, that's what I need. Actually, you know what, can I do this from in here? No, I can't do that. I have to have it in my hand in order to do that, unless I do it like this, which is a pain, but oh well. How much is the air conditioners? Currently only taking 10 watts. What's the closed mean? Device, actual, potential, required. It doesn't, like, I don't know. But it looks like that's only currently pulling 10 watts, so it's barely anything. So I'm not going to have to worry about it. Thank you very much for that. Close equals inactive but on. Aha, thank you. Thank you very much. Aavak, can I play this game if I just love building, but I'm too stupid to code because potato brain? Yes. Yes, you can. If by potato brain you actually mean GLaDOS powered by a potato, because I feel that GLaDOS could probably still play this game, even if powered by a potato. If you are somehow alluding to the fact that you're too dumb to understand the game, well, first and foremost, how dare you speak of yourself that way? Secondly, you really don't need to know coding. I would say that this very much doesn't require coding to play. And also, if you want to like have the added efficiency of something that coding can provide, you can probably just download the IC code. Off Reddit or Steam Workshop or something like that. You can watch a tutorial. There's plenty of them. Or at least I assume there are. I haven't actually seen any IC tutorials. I've seen like logic circuit tutorials. But honestly, with IC, I don't think that's really that necessary anymore. So you should be fine, is what I'm trying to convey, Paulie. Larkin says, I've had 50 hours in it and I've not had to program anything at this point. There you go. Orvisk, hello. How you doing? Right, okay, so this should now be empty. Really? You frustrate me. It's pulling out the tiniest little bits. It's almost done. We will be able to say that we were there, chat. We were there on the day that the pipe network was finally drained. It's like watching something happen in Oni. Honestly, once again, I will say this, and I genuinely mean it. I feel this game is what would happen if Space Engineers and Oxygen Not Included had a baby. I wouldn't know, Azure Storm. I'm diametrically opposed to following a tutorial for anything to do with code. If I can't learn it on my own, then my punishment is I don't get the benefit of it. And thereby I have developed fantastic skills to be able to learn on my own. I don't want someone to tell me what they're doing with the code. I want them to just show me the code and let me puzzle it out myself like I'm reading hieroglyphs. But no, that being said, Azure Storm is probably trying to point out a very good source of. I've seen cows are evil mentioned a dozen times now, so I can only assume that they are a particularly well known and indeed by how often their name comes up, beloved Stationeers content creator. So I would say if you are looking for tutorials, then go ahead. We are going to need some oxide. I may as well grab a full stack. By full stack, of course, I mean 2 stacks. Because why would I do anything the simple way? Okay, that one can vent into the atmosphere. Alright, I want some other stuff. So, really? Have I honestly done this to myself? I have. It's like I hate happiness. Alright, there we are. What do I need? Do I need silicon, copper? I think I need copper more than anything. I think I've got enough lead. Sneaky oxide trying to sneak into my backpack without me looking. I'm on to you, sir. What is education but a tutorial? Well, it depends, okay? So I'm going to say something that... There's no way that I can think of to say it that doesn't end up sounding like I'm taking a jab at some places, and I'm not. As much as I'm turning into a bit of a comedic bit, however you learn is how you learn. As long as you're learning and enjoying the process of learning, I literally don't care. You could have the information downloaded directly into your brain if that's the way you want to do it. But there are differences between being shown an answer and taught how to come by the answer. Big differences. I very much favour the latter. I would rather be given the means to find the answer myself over being told what the answer was and then just expected to regurgitate it on command. Which does, from my very, very not professional opinion, seem like the way that some education systems work. Just consume vast amounts of information, vomit it up the one time that you're expected to do so, and never really know how to come by that information any other way. Like how to get that information yourself, how to solve novel problems, how to even recognize that a problem is novel, how to develop the kinds of brain shortcuts that our brain seems honestly evolved to be really good at making to get to an answer quickly without having to struggle for it. And I think I need my tracker, but I didn't turn my bloody tracker beacon on, did I? What? That was terrifying. What the heck? Also, the light is now actually working against me. So I'm going to turn this off. There we go. Hello, volatiles. I have strayed. Larkin says, Aavak, I agree, but I guess I view that as the difference between a tutorial and a guide. A guide gives me the answer. A tutorial teaches me how to get the answer. No, a tutorial teaches you that answer to that very specific question, is what I'm saying. Like, I would prefer to learn how to do something, not by being shown how to do it, but by being shown how the tools that I'll need to use to do it are used. I don't want someone to teach me how to make a cake. I would rather someone teach me how to use a cooker. And then I'll work out the cake part myself. Well, that's a very bad example. Don't randomly just start mixing stuff up, especially not if it involves eggs. Be careful with your eggs. Eggs can cause bad juju for your gut if you use them improperly. But I hope... the point I'm trying to make is that I would rather someone give me an example of... well, I'll use a real world example. The first time I ever encountered JavaScript, I was looking it up to solve a completely different problem from the piece of code that I found. But the piece of code I found allowed me to, just by looking at it, see how certain instructions were being used, the general syntax, and then from that I started puzzling out the rest myself. It had nothing to do with the problem I was trying to solve, and I enjoyed it more for just having a glimpse at what I could do with the programming language, which, you know, is JavaScript, so it's not that much. But hopefully, I'm conveying a bit better what what I think between being told the answer and being shown how to come by the answer yourself. Turn off the volume pump. Now is where we make it. Now, Constantine... Oh, no, sorry. We're working on Invar because it has the... Oh, no, sorry, Electron because it has the smaller range. So 800 kilopascals and 2.4 megapascals. Got to get to a temperature of 327 C or 600 Kelvin. Very well. Can I not swap these around? I guess not. They won't allow me to combine them like that. Okay. Dunk. Okay. First task completed successfully. I didn't shove the entire stack of volatiles in. Second task completed, I think. Now what did I need for it? Gold and silver. I hate myself. 9 gold. Fine. Why did I not bring any back? Who was meant to tell me to bring gold back? Confess. You have failed us. It's even too high now to do it. I hate everything. Got 18 grams of this stuff. Ah! Which is actually enough. Okay, good enough. I only need 2 of them. Constant. Should I go out and look for some gold? God damn it, why? Dragon forgets to collect gold. Film at 11. Yeah, I know, right? I have brought great dishonor upon myself. This one is copper and nickel. Much higher pressures. So you know what? Let me go out and fight. I can't believe I just did that. Why? Oh, actually, before I make the same silly that I almost already made, let's go and turn on the tracker beacon. Just so I can be sure. Oh, it was on. Yeah, it is. It is. I should have checked, I guess. But yeah, so for example, when I was studying coding as part of my natural and artificial intelligence studies, I did all sorts of foundational classes in various languages. The shocking amount of AI software actually is written in Java, as it happens. Or at least, well, I mean, much like everything else, there's libraries that allow you to do it in Java. But we weren't shown how to get from A to D. We weren't shown the path of A, B, C, D. We were shown all of the tools that we were going to need. And we're given, tangential problems to solve as part of us building up to having the knowledge to navigate all the way to D by ourselves, if that makes sense. If they'd just given us the answer, then, I mean, all you would have learned is to copy their work, to copy the answer down, to just remember the program to use. There wouldn't be as much room for individual expression in it. I mean, with coding, there's an argument there, and I've had the argument several times that I find coding an inherently creative task. I find the act of solving problems, of improving the efficiency of said solutions, of iterating over the solutions that I've come to, an inherently creative task. Or at the very least, it satisfies that creative itch in my brain. Some people look at it as a purely logical, mathematical task, and there is only one right way to do it, and every other way is varying shades of wrong. And I get where they're coming from. I do. Even whilst I don't really follow that same methodology. Whoa, calm down. Aha! Found you. To be fair, pretty sure at least 80% of the software industry is copying and pasting. It may well be now. You could easily get a software development job with just a little bit of confidence, a good handshake, and a willingness to jump on Stack Overflow. Just 80%? How generous. Road train speaking the true there. Are you saying you don't follow the approved way laid down 10,000 years ago? Are you saying you are, dare I say, inventing? Look, okay, I have private consultations with the dragon on a regular basis. There's a reason why Scaveler is Bay. Invention or heresy? Look. What's a little bit of xenotech between friends? I should actually just stop randomly mining big potholes in the side of the mountain. And aim for where the ore is. That would probably be an idea. Boring, but an idea. Is that over there gold? Are you gold? Doesn't want to be so. Very sad. You may be gold. You are gold, I think. Maybe. You definitely are, I think. Maybe. I've got quite a lot of nickel, yeah. 2 stacks. Or at least 1 full stack. Look, all I'm saying, chat, is that when the machine spirit decides to go a little bit wild and consume the mind of the Titan pilots, while everyone else is humming and hawing, I'm there saying, well, maybe the machine spirit's got a point. Have you ever considered listening to its arguments? What the heck are you? Silver. Not finding as much gold up here in as large a concentration as I'm used to. Is there a bit of gold over there? Yes, it is. That's silver again. Damn it. Oh, there we are. Can you get vehicles? Yeah, there's at least 1 vehicle that I know of that you can actually drive. I think there is like a rover, yeah. You can build rockets, but I don't think you really drive them as much as you sit in them and go and blast off to another planet. You don't really pilot it, though. There are 2, actually. Oh, there we go. You are right, though, there, Larkin. To be fair, most of the time functions get copy-pasted is for the same reason. A wheel has been a constant design. Why am I going to create something that does the same job in a slightly different manner than the rest of the population uses? No, there's a lot of reasons to have that, to have the reusing code, effectively. I mean, that's what you should be aiming for within any code you write yourself. Any kind of novel code should be reusable. It's generally one of the things to aim for. But I think there's a difference between simply reusing code that you have a deep understanding of already. Like, I would hope you understand how a wheel works, and that you're not simply staring at cars being like, I'm confounded by this eldritch technology, but damn does it make getting from A to B really easy. Don't understand how, but look, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to press the weird button thing, key, do that, and turn this remarkably alien control device, and it takes me in the right direction. However, I strongly suspect that's how most people's understanding of an internal combustion engine goes, but I digress. As far as like copying functions and stuff, if someone's written a library of very useful functions and you just understand, like, I'm not going to take the time to write out my own math functions. Not unless I'm intentionally having a bit of a lazy day and just relaxing. With a light bit of library optimization. You know how it goes. However, copying something you understand is very different from copying something you don't understand. And that's why you're copying it. Is the point I'm trying to get to. Which I realize I have pretty much called out probably most people who drive a car, because I'm fairly certain that the inner workings of its engine are alien to you as the inner workings of a Titan are to the Adeptus Mechanicus. But here we are. How does keyboard work? Haha! You're asking the right person who has maybe on twice, actually, at this point, taken apart old keyboards to replace them. Namely, the hand-me-down Amigas and Commodores that I kept getting given because we didn't have money for these newfangled PCs, okay? Baby Aavak got hand-me-downs from the before times, and he was bloody happy with them. However, they did require maintenance. Lots of maintenance. Also, they occasionally required modding when Baby Aavak was feeling particularly creative and wanted to express himself with different colors and different kinds of switches on the keys. So, Architect, yes. That is pretty much it. Maintenance and occasional blood sacrifices. Yes. Very true. I need a drink. We've got to wait till night time now to do this again, sadly. Wait, do we? Oh, that's the wrong thing. What did I just press? Oh. F3. Very well. But yes. I'm going to drain it. Then we'll try again. Wait, Commodore? How old is Aavak, if I may ask? You may ask whether you'll get an answer or not. Like I said, hand-me-downs, though. I learned how to code on a Commodore. And then, in a particularly weird twist of back to fronting, the next language I learned to code in was QBasic, and then the next was Basic on an Acorn, and then a Sinclair ZX background. By that point, I was buying my own computing hardware, mostly from car boot sales. I do mean it. My family was
hydration critical.
Quite not flush with cash. If Aavak wanted a computer, then Aavak had only a few options, and some of them involved balaclavas and banks. Yeah, Commodore 64 was the first computer that I ever had. It was handed down to me by my first cousin, along with a library collection of... Like, I don't know what was going on in those before times, but Christ, it seemed like they were wildly more cool. By the time I was around, it's like, haha, Nintendo magazine. Look at this game. Buy this game off us. When he was around, it's like, here's a magazine with it includes a floppy disk, and these were Eldritch floppies. These were like massive things that were actually floppy, which I can only assume is where the name floppy disk came from, but I don't know, because the floppy disk that I had were like hard things, but these huge. Nevertheless, they had magazines with like here's a disk full of programming projects, and also this magazine is just about how to write your own game. And I'm like, why wasn't I alive back then? Why did I have to be born 2 centuries too late? Or otherwise, known as decade or two too late. Nevertheless, I'm quite bitter about that, if you can't tell. I will switch my tree outside. Kids now, what's a magazine? I mean, to be fair, it was kind of it was wild. Like, he had like I get the impression the binders, they were kind of like set. Like, he basically just bought all of these the editions of this one magazine, and then eventually like sent off for these like cool little binders to store every magazine in. And it had like programs in it for the Commodore 64, the Spectrum, Acorn, a few other ones I can't remember the names of because I had no idea what they were. But that's how I learned how to write assembly. Like, I wrote my first assembly compiler on the Commodore 64 because I read through that. And note, interestingly, it wasn't teaching me to make the assembler. It was teaching... Oh, Amstrad, thank you very much, Trill AAA. You apparently also come from... You've had access to the libraries of the before times. But the reason why I learned how to write an assembly an assembly compiler was because it presented a game in assembly, so that I wouldn't know the inner workings of the game. And it's like, if you can get this to compile, then you'll have a game, and you won't even know how to beat it this time. And I was like, this is amazing, the holy grail of magazines. They were simpler times, better times.
Waste tank critical.
Alright, I think that's everything I need. So, time for me to pop the helmet back on. And also turn all of these back on. What about Aavak? They didn't even have 256 colors or Sound Blaster Pro. They might as well have been blind and deaf. I mean... you kind of have a point. It's hard to argue that one. However, what I will say is I really did like the Commodore 64's like actual architecture. The fact that you could, like, all of its ROM was actually RAM. You just needed to flip a bit, and then you could just overwrite its actual kernel. It was glorious. Truly glorious. I strongly believe that the Commodore 64 is why I got into Linux once I actually had a PC. Oh my god. What a time to be alive that was. I had my own PC. Yep. Ruin your PC in 2 steps? How dare. Maybe for the uninitiated. Maybe. They merely adopted the assembly. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't use a high-level programming language until I was already a man. Right, anyway. Really, you still emptying? Please say no. Why? You know what? It's probably fine. Right, so let me organize my belt of stuff. So I want gold. And ideally silver. These two together will be fine. Right, so... let me close that so it's a little bit easier for me to manage. One of you. That is not what I wanted to do. I am very glad that I didn't do it. Ah, crap. Probably turn that off, shouldn't I? I'm a dumb. This might still hit the pressure I need, though. Slowing down. Yeah, it is. Balls. Okay, well, let me do this again. That's also not what I meant to do. Actually, no, never mind. We've already gone over the amount that I needed. Balls. Okay, well, I need to open that up. And the second this goes green... Temperature. 600 Kelvin. Yeah, I can keep it above that. That's fine. I need to stop reading chat. Okay, don't. It's good enough. Don't. Alright, you go in there. Now I need Constantin. And that is copper. Sorry, nickel and copper. Oop, sorry. Please tell me I've got enough. Oh no, I actually don't think I do. Why is life like this? 46 actually, I can manage that.